This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me.
Y'all seen this right here yet? This dude gets an actual it's like a ship portal. Just watch.
There's no denying this one, everyone. Believe it.
Seen that? You seen that come out of the clouds? Man, what was that? Hold on, Jack. Gotta rewind. Ooh.
Oh, holy fucking shit, guys. Oh, holy fucking shit, guys.
So where are the children? It's been one entire month since the Lahaina fire, and officials are still giving families and the public no real information. No update on the death toll, which they're now saying is anywhere between 115 and 385. Also, no information about the missing children or their parents. No updates from the DNA matches that Police Chief Pelletier was rapidly collecting.
She and another sister on the mainland did DNA swabs weeks ago. She filed a missing persons report with police too. She's been asking for 10 days if her DNA matches any of the 115 remains.
We've never got that information.
And still no proper relief from the government. The public remains left in the dark with no idea how many are actually missing. What we can assume is that the number is much higher than the 385 the government is claiming, and much higher than the less than 50 active missing person cases that Governor Josh Green is saying. As we've seen, the official number makes wild jumps down from the over 2,000 kids that were originally missing. It also doesn't match up with the latest stats from the Department of Education, which says out of 3,000 students enrolled in West Maui, approximately 1,200 remain undetermined.
33, we're tracking new developments regarding West Maui schools. Now, here are the latest stats from the Department of Education. Before the fire, there were 3,001 students enrolled in that area. Since then, 778 have re-enrolled in other schools. 874 have signed up for distance learning. 129 are now enrolled in charter or independent schools. 12 have withdrawn. Now, that leaves about 1,200 students that the DOE is actively trying to contact.
Nick Sorter said, at a minimum, I believe officials are definitely hiding the real numbers, especially for missing, from the people of Maui, hoping this story goes by the wayside and their grip of power becomes less threatened. Families are left with more and more unanswered questions with each passing day.
Those who have been searching for clues about what happened to their loved ones are frustrated with the lack of answers from officials.
Yeah, Bridget, a lot of family members flew to Maui searching for answers and for their loved ones, and now many of them are leaving with more questions and with heartache.
There are...
You've been the worst mayor we could possibly imagine.
You won't even wait
Respect? Respect what? This is the most dismal response we've ever had.
You won't wait for your turn. You want to shout over these guys who are legitimate.
Why don't you give them the real answers then? Give them the real answers.
That's not his question.
Let him.
Yeah. You can go.
And then they're lying to us about the people and the children. That's why a lot of people have been contacting me, because they want to know what happened to the kids. Well, all you got to do is extrapolate. There's 3,001 students in Lahaina. 1,000 of them have been accounted for. They're going to either alternative schools or online. That's 2,000 children not accounted for. And this has been weeks afterwards. And they're talking about 100 or maybe 850 or 1,100 that are missing. It doesn't add up.
Nothing adds up.
Nothing adds up.
I mean, no pun here, but it seems kind of fishy, don't it, Fish?
Very fishy.
Very fishy.
And
Still don't have any answers regarding the school buses as well. I had mentioned the buses on a video a few days ago, assuming you had seen the video on it already. I left you all with questions, so this next video you're about to see has no audio, but if you read along, it will explain the school bus mystery. If school was canceled that day, as they tell us, wouldn't the buses be lined up in the parking lot since they weren't in use? Footage has surfaced of a long line of school buses evacuating from
elite painting their homes a unique blue. Not just any blue, mind you, but an exact shade. Sounds like a quirky celeb trend, right? But what if there's more to it? Let's delve into the science of lasers, or as they're ominously termed, dews. Why? Because there's something interesting about a specific shade of blue in these energy beams. Here's the science. Certain energy rays interact differently with various colors on the spectrum. Some colors are more resistant or reflective, protecting underlying materials from harm. Remember those untouched umbrellas amidst the Lahaina devastation? Skyscraping trees untouched by disaster can be explained away. But how do you justify these seemingly invincible umbrellas? They're not just any umbrellas. They're blue. That exact shade of blue. Is there a connection between this specific royal blue shade, possibly dubbed the Mother Mary blue, and the dews? Could Lahaina's celebrities have insider knowledge, giving their homes a blue shield against these energy beams? This Lahaina blue mystery might be more than just a color trend. Dive deeper, ask questions, and always be curious. What do you think? Coincidence or a coded message in it?
Here's all the locations of the celebrities' homes. People on the island, you want to check, see if they actually have it. Blue roofs, painted all the same color. I can tell you that I watched a gentleman showing that, you know, that blue car that was on Front Street, that was actually there. Someone tried to comment and say, oh, that was Joe there later. No, it wasn't. The people on the ground, that car's been there. But for some reason, it didn't burn up. That blue car, isn't that weird? And everything there didn't burn up that was blue. There was like blue trash cans, tons of blue stuff amongst burned stuff. Very odd. See, I'll find the video real quick.
Okay guys, this is the last episode
Blue.
I've been for a while, but it should be a pretty
That's
good
blue.
one. It's things that did not
Blue,
burn
blue
during the
trash
fire.
can.
I went through hours of footage.
It's a blue almost, kind of
pretty
look.
interesting one.
Blue umbrellas.
Umbrellas. These are actually Llama umbrellas. And I have pictures of these before the fire, so you can see what they actually used to look like. Not very different now. And then the sole surviving car on Front Street in front of the outlet wall. And I actually found another sole survivor car the other direction. It's a little bit further south on Front Street, which I didn't notice at the time. But here it is right here. You can see it on the left in this frame here. Anyway, I'm going to just roll some of this footage. Most of this is unreleased. It doesn't really work that well on TikTok because this is all shot in 16:9. But I've got hundreds of gigabytes, many hours of footage both on the ground and
all this stuff over here looks blue.
Again, has been uploaded to a friend in an undisclosed location. They then copied all of that data onto a 256 x86 AES encrypted hard drive and then physically took it to somebody else.
That's not blue, that's white.
So if
this area looks untouched.
Then we've lost. I mean, there's nothing more I could have done. In the middle of editing this footage last night, there was an incident where some people came to my house. They were banging on my door and they were yelling, "Jeff Cygnus, Jeff Cygnus." We made the decision just to kind of lay low and see if the situation escalated. I was ready to defend myself. It seemed like it was at least two people, I think potentially more. We heard them talking to each other, and eventually they just went away. But I could hear the tone of their voice. I mean, these people certainly were not my friend. And I just want to speak candidly with you guys for a few minutes here, if I can. This whole last 2 weeks has been the longest 2 weeks of my life, no question. And I mean, I've done some stressful things in my life for sure, but nothing quite to this magnitude. And at the moment, I really need to think about the safety of my family, and I need to think about my personal safety. Now, I'm not done telling this story.
I sniffed out The Rock as soon as I watched his SNL skit, Robo Chomo, a child molesting robot. And what do you know, earlier this year that motherfucker got charged with drug trafficking, is a convicted felon, and is still under fire for human trafficking. Also worked for Disney. Coincidentally, it was also Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson standing next to Oprah Winfrey right after the Maui devastation, billionaires asking other people for money on a land grab. And wasn't it Oprah Winfrey who had her hands around John of God and Harvey Weinstein? Oprah Winfrey's involvement in Haiti seems super suspicious now. I specifically remember a testimony from a woman who's a child trafficking survivor, Allie, and Oprah Winfrey was her handler in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. Let's talk about this. Paul Walker is dead now, but he dated little girls that he picked up with his daughter at high school, pursuing a 14-year-old as a grown-ass man. Vile. Seems like he deserved what happened to you in that car crash. Plot twist, your favorite celebrities are satanic scum. What's crazy is most people don't know about The Rock. I ran out of room. You can read that shit.
We have created the People's Fund of Maui that will put money directly in the hands of the people who need it right now.
With disasters like this, the number one need is money.
Is money.
In hand.
The greatest sense of empowerment is being able to have some control when everything seems so out of control.
Knowing everything that took place, knowing the trauma that has taken place, and knowing that it's going to take a long time to rebuild. Probably get a little worse before it gets a little better, but we're here, doing what we could do.
This is what you do. The People's Fund of Maui.
I'm not sure who needs to hear this right now, but John of God, the cult leader that, Oprah Winfrey, just televised to the world and said that was her guru and that she learned so much from this dude. Yeah, that guy was just sentenced to 100 years of jail because he ran a child sex slave farm. So, this is not the newest news, but it is news. And no one's talking about it. Opie, do you have some explaining to do, honey? Explaining. And all those women at her school. Yep, some of them also sued her, and some of them also sued the school for what happened to them, and we really, really don't know what's going on. But I question everything, and I have to question this. That's all. Just questioning. Oh!
Number 88, referencing Oprah Winfrey.
The first time I met Oprah, I was 15 years old. I was taken by my parent to a house in Simi Valley. I didn't have to do anything with her. I met her. She said a few words to me. She kissed me. She gave me an e-pill.
Kissed you how?
Tongue kiss.
A tongue kiss? And she gave you an E pill. What is E?
Ecstasy.
Okay.
And I had to have sex with someone she said moves money. That's all she told me. By the time I got in there with him, I was really high. So I didn't have anything to do.
Did she comment on your physical appearance?
Yeah, she said I had a nice smile.
Did she ask you to call her anything in particular?
Auntie.
Who else was there with you?
One of the girls from the school that I went to.
Which school was that?
Carter High School.
Carter High School?
In Fontana, California. But she didn't go to the same room as me. She went to another room.
They sent her to a different room? Okay.
It's Roy, and and for the most evil invention in the world contest, I invented a child molesting robot.
I beg your pardon, what?
I'm sorry, I'll speak up. It's a robot that is designed to molest children. And I call it Robo Chomo. You see, it's powered by solar rechargeable fuel cells and it costs pennies to manufacture. And it can, theoretically, molest twice as many children as a human molester in, quite frankly, Africa. Do I win the contest? I win?
You built a mechanical sex predator!
Yes. That's exactly right. This guy gets it. You get it.
Oh my God, no I don't. How do you even build a child molesting robot?
Well, that's a great question. What you do is you start by building a regular robot, then you molest it and hope that it continues the cycle.
2024 is going to be very chaotic. It's going to be weird. There's some weird movies coming out. How many of you guys saw the recent movie Leave the World Behind? Anybody saw that movie there? Oh, okay. Yeah, you know all these. Am I watching a movie or is this a documentary realistic thing? And then I'm seeing Mark Zuckerberg just spent $100 million building a house in Hawaii with a nuclear bunker. What does he know that the rest of the world doesn't know about? Talk about the timing. Oh, accidentally, coincidentally, a week after that movie comes out, a new movie comes out. What's the name of that movie? Civil War. Leave the world behind. Our power grid in America hasn't been updated. 75% of it hasn't been updated in 50 years. And you're kind of talking about that. Then you're pitting whites against blacks. There's a line in the movie that says, Dad, you know if something goes down, we can't trust these white people. I know that's something both you and Mom agree on. Why do you put that line in the movie, Barack? And you were helping with the script. Why would you put that in the movie? Why would you put that in the movie? Barack, weren't you the same guy that gave a talk at the DNC in 2004 about bringing people together? What happened to that guy?
Bro. Everyone's going this way. Yo, what is that? Yo, what is that?
No cap. I look back, it looked like a big ass shadow, but it was solid at the same time. Like a few shadows, but they were solid at the same time. And it almost looked like they was coming our direction, like they was chasing us, but they was disappearing and reappearing closer. So I'm like, yo, what? So we start
So that was the guy talking about the creatures that were in Miami. He said that last night, and this morning he said this.
I ain't never even been to Miami. Shit, yo, y'all be bugging. Yo, real shit though, y'all stay away from them fucking aliens and all that. Y'all be safe.
One or two things happen here, ladies and gentlemen. Either this grown man is very bored and has nothing else to do but lie on serious situations, or this grown man got paid a visit. And based off his comments, a lot of people are thinking the same exact thing. Believe it or not, there are still people who think that hundreds and hundreds of Miami cop cars came out because teenagers were fighting. How blind can you be? This many cop cars don't come out because of teenagers fighting. The Miami airport does not get shut down because teenagers are fighting. Black helicopters do not come out because of teenagers fighting. Wake up, my brothers and sisters. Wake up.
Some people are a little confused on what I meant in my last video. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to see exactly what I saw. So the first thing you want to do is go to your Google Maps and find the mall, okay? Once you've found the mall, click on the mall, get the coordinates for the mall, right? It'll pop up the very first thing. Once you click on that coordinate, it'll automatically copy it for you. So then you copy it, hold on, and you want to paste it in the search bar. Paste the exact coordinates to the mall in the search bar. Stick with me, okay? Copy just the last coordinate. Highlight the second coordinate. Copy that, delete it. So like you're gonna have one coordinate left, and then you're gonna Control V, paste it, apostrophe, space, go. I figured it out. And then boom, just like that, you're in Antarctica.
Is the most valuable clothing brand in America. But is there a secret that would put them out of business if everyone knew it? Probably. Wait until you see this. Now, the other brands that would be completely decimated as well include Gucci, Adidas, Louis Vuitton, Cartier, Zara, H&M, etc. And it's my opinion that they are all on borrowed time. Here's why. A woman named Heidi Yellen did a study about the frequency of different fabric. According to this machine, the human body has a frequency of 70 to 100 millihertz. In people with illness, that drops to below 50 millihertz. Now, Heidi's premise was that any fabric that has a higher frequency than that of humans is beneficial to humans. It raises your frequency, and any fabric with a lower frequency can cause, she believed, illnesses or disease. Now, someone who is nearly dead and very sick has a frequency of around 15 millihertz. So, how's Nike doing? What kind of fabrics do they have? Well, they use dry fit, which is a polyester microfiber, plastic. Well, the frequency of polyester is 10 megahertz, similar to a sick or dying person. When people find out that wool and linen both have a frequency of 5,000 megahertz, they might not want to buy overpriced Chinese plastic polyester clothing anymore. Not to mention the microplastics that come off of wearing polyester clothing, which unfortunately affect your hormones negatively. However, don't wear wool and linen together as they cancel each other out. That's what this machine studied, and interestingly,
Denver Airport is home to some wild conspiracies. Whistleblowers who worked on the airport reportedly said there were tunnels and structures under the airport going down as far as 6 levels. And some believe these are post-apocalyptic shelters for the elite or New World Order. Theorists view the sinister artwork located in and around the airport, as well as a runway layout supposedly resembling a swastika as a form of symbolic messaging about a future totalitarian regime. The airport's capstone with a Freemason symbol and a reference to the mysterious New World Airport Commission adds an extra layer of suspicion for conspiracy theorists. Ultimately, there's a lot of baseless speculation, but you can always drop by the airport and do some detective work on your own.
Denver Airport undergrounds are no longer a mystery. Yes, you heard that right. About 3 weeks ago, Jeffrey Donson, a man from Ohio, embarked on a mission to uncover the hidden depths of the airport. Jeffrey knew the existence of 5 underground levels closed to the public. Determined, he prepared a plan, creating a fake badge and construction vest. From Ohio to the airport staircase, Jeffrey's anticipation grew, but upon reaching the underground levels, a closed door blocked his path. Determined, he decided to wait for the perfect moment, when someone would open the door from the inside. 3 hours later, and after almost giving up, his persistence paid off as someone finally opened the door from the inside, granting him entry. What Jeffrey discovered inside will leave you speechless. He discovered a vast laboratory with water containers with animals and humans. After a brief exploration, Jeffrey knew it was time to leave. When he got home, he posted pictures of his finding online, but within minutes they were taken down. Despite numerous attempts to locate Jeffrey for interviews by the media, he vanished without a trace.
Don't you think it's weird that 15 billionaires are building bunkers? Listen carefully, it's scary. In the last week, a jaw-dropping 15 billionaires secretly constructed underground bunkers. Billionaires such as Mark Zuckerberg, OpenICO, Sam Altman, and even President Biden are rushing to build their own bunkers. Conspiracy theorists aren't buying that this is just a coincidence. So what do our wealthy elites apparently know that we don't? With global tensions at an all-time high, some speculate it's related to looming worldwide chaos. Are billionaires preparing for economic collapse, natural disaster, or even nuclear war? The timing is extremely suspicious. One truth is clear. These bunkers are not for show. They're fully equipped high-tech shelters stockpiled with years of supplies. But what terrifying threat has so worried the powers that be? Some just see paranoid panic. But could billionaires truly be receiving inside warnings of impending catastrophe? If the richest humans are now seeking shelter, should the rest of us start developing our own escape plans just in case?
Mark Zuckerberg has built a $270 million bunker on an island in Hawaii. Here's what we know. So basically, Zuckerberg, the creator of Meta, started buying up land on the island of Kauai several years ago, and he recently began constructing a gigantic complex he called Koala Ranch. It's actually a 12-building, 5,000 square foot complex with 30 bedrooms and 30 bathrooms. There are also offices, gyms, swimming pools, a tennis court, and a sauna for a total of $270 million. But what makes this building so particular? Actually, this immense complex hides a luxury bunker of about 500 square meters underground. Zuckerberg claims to have built it as a shelter in the event of a climatic catastrophe or apocalypse. The bunker is in fact equipped with water tanks and can generate electricity on its own. What's more, the construction project is secret. The site is in fact protected by some 20 cameras, and according to the British magazine The Wire, the builders working on it have signed a strict confidentiality contract forbidding them to talk to anyone about the project. A member of the construction company was actually fired for posting a photo of it on Snapchat, according to Wired. Zuckerberg is not the first to buy miles and miles of territory. In fact, more and more billionaires are buying up land in remote locations and constructing luxury complexes. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, for example, built 2 buildings on Florida's Indian Creek Island, which he purchased for $147 million. Anyway, what do you think about these bunkers?
Who else saw this tweet about the 15 billionaires who built bunkers this week? Let's talk about it, because you know I love talking about billionaires and their doomsday prep. Let's start with what I know, Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians in general as evangelical doomsday preppers. And yes, they are. So Kim Kardashian got in some hot water in 2021 with her neighbors because she was building an underground bunker that was so big that it was structurally unsound and could cause issues for her neighbors. Doesn't that sound familiar? I mean, talk about tunnel lady. She definitely has an underground bunker. She also has a full food garden. A lot of people see it on Instagram, her garden, where you can just see rows and rows of different types of fruits, greens. She also often posts her harvest from the garden that people go out to get for her. So it was really weird. I just put billionaire bunker into Google, and the first thing that comes up is this area, Indian Creek in Florida. So nothing about like maybe a TV show or something else that mentions. The first thing that comes up is Indian Creek, and then all these articles about how Indian Creek is also called Billionaire Bunker. So I guess it's this exclusive neighborhood in Miami, but some articles have kind of described it like a island. It's very confusing, but it's an area where a bunch of billionaires live. So Jeff Bezos was living there. Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen just sold their home there, but they had a house there. So I'm not sure if this is insinuating that a bunch of people have bunkers there, but building bunkers in a sandbar seems not smart. I just don't think that's very smart. And the whole thing reminds me of this article in The Guardian from 2 years ago where, I mean, please read it. It's like terrifying. This guy sat down with like 7 billionaires because they wanted to know if their doomsday plans were accurate. And he was like an expert in it. He works with militaries and stuff like that to do security for doomsday stuff. Reading through their plans is wild, and it shows that being a billionaire just scrambles your brain up, because this guy is like, you are going to depend on community when money doesn't mean anything anymore. And they're all like, so Ethereum? Like, what do we do? And they're all worried about security more than building community and relationships with these people so they don't turn their back on them and eat them alive, basically. And this guy is saying that to their faces, like, you need to support your workers and build relationships and trust with them, because money is not going to mean anything when shit goes down. And they're all kind of like, I don't know about that. I mean, money is always going to mean something, right? But what they're forgetting is capitalism is only 200 years old. People lived a long time without money. And when everything goes down and all the systems break down, if that's what they're planning for, why would money matter? It's not. Supplies will matter. They'll probably be able to exchange supplies for a while, but what's going to keep your staff protecting you? And that's what they're all worried about. I mean, truly go back and read this article. It is wild. And
in a world where uncertainty looms, one mustn't merely survive, one must thrive. Presenting the Billionaire's Bunker, your fortress of opulence and ultimate sanctuary in the face of any apocalyptic storm. Security isn't just a feature, it's a lifestyle. Our entrance is fortified with biometric scanners, laser security, and a retinal recognition system, because when the end of the world knocks, only the chosen few enter. Step inside, where luxury meets fortification. The walls aren't just walls, they're a blend of reinforced concrete and cutting-edge technology. Your refuge is a masterpiece, designed to withstand anything. Our living rooms boast bulletproof windows with panoramic views of the chaos, because you deserve to witness the end in style. The furniture, self-repairing, because who has time for a handyman during an apocalypse? The kitchen is stocked with gourmet, long-lasting delicacies that defy the decay of time. Our chefs are prepared to create culinary masterpieces, even when the world outside crumbles. Rest easy in a bedroom that's not just a haven of comfort, but also equipped with a discreet escape route. Because in the face of calamity, a secret passage is worth its weight in gold. Need a break from impending doom? Our entertainment complex includes a panic room that makes you forget the world outside. Enjoy movies, virtual reality, and even a simulated sky with the push of a button. Survival isn't enough. It's about surviving with style, the ultimate shelter for the elite, the Billionaire's Bunker.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.